What's up everybody, welcome back to my channel and happy holidays, happy Christmas. Today I have a really fun video for you guys, the very first Christmas tree decorating video on this channel. It is heavily inspired by Gryffindor. I was just very inspired to keep this theme going after transforming the dining room into the Slytherin Common Room, which has now since been broken down and I'm very sad about it. Straight after Halloween, I was immediately struck with an idea to continue doing the Harry Potter Common Room transformations, and I figured what better house to represent Christmas than good old Gryffindor. I myself am a Gryffindor, kind of a hybrid between a Gryffindor and a Ravenclaw. I've gotten both on the test, but if it's up to the sorting hat, I'm gonna ask for Gryffindor. I know I'm getting this to you guys really late in the season, but this took a lot of planning for me, and I only decided to do this after Halloween, so I actually think we made good time, granted everything that I had to prepare to pull off this theme. So although this video is late, I hope you guys do enjoy it. Enjoy the Harry Potter Gryffindor vibes. We're gonna be making butterbeer in this video, so I highly recommend grabbing yourself a festive, tasty beverage. I hope you guys are just as excited as I am, so without further ado, let's just jump right into it. After gathering all of the elements I needed to transform our living room into a mini Gryffindor common room, I embarked on quite another DIY project using this kit that I found on Amazon to create the Hogwarts flying keys. The keys included in this kit are so adorable, but putting them on fishing line was probably one of the most challenging tasks I've had to do probably for this entire project. I don't know if you guys have ever tried to tie little tiny knots with fishing line. It's not easy, especially when you're trying to attach these delicate wings to these tiny keys. The fishing line was killing the vibe for me. It wasn't fun, and if you're not having fun, what is the point? So I just switched from fishing line to ornament hooks and hot glue, and I think it turned out really well. I did find a hack for attaching the burlap garland to the tree without it looking kind of bunched up and just not as aesthetic. There's a clever way to hide the branch underneath the garland. If you can create a slight fold on the ends of the garland, and inside the fold you kind of take the branch and bend it inward onto the garland to hold it that way instead of just kind of wrapping the branch around the end and calling it a day. You just do a little bit of finessing and kind of tucking the ends of the garland inward with the branch. It just really gives it a cleaner, more polished look. Next is my favorite part, which is adding in the Hogwarts letters and the picks and sticks. I really feel like these little odds and ends brought the tree to life, so I'm just gonna let you guys enjoy this section music video style. When these ribbons arrived, they did come wrinkled, and I just was not having that, so I do have my own little hack for getting most of the wrinkles out. So it's kind of like the same theory of curling ribbon with scissors. I just use my nails on the back of the bow and just run them down several times to make the ribbon hang more straight and to get most of the wrinkles out, and it worked like a charm. Most of the Harry Potter and Gryffindor-inspired decor I did find on Amazon, so I will link everything down below for you guys. As a final touch, I did decide to add in just a little bit of tinsel, which is not something I would normally do on a tree like this, but the more that I studied photos of the Christmas trees from the films that were in the Gryffindor Common Room, as well as Hogwarts Legacy, I noticed that there was some tinsel used, and I just really felt like it would give it that cozier, true Christmas vibe if I added in just a little bit of tinsel. I really do think that it was just the last touch of magic that this tree needed. Now it is finally time to make ourselves a delicious butterbeer. This is my own recipe. I have seen different variations of many different ways to make butterbeer, including using actual beer, actual butter, but I wanted to lean more into the butterscotch vibe to where if you were to eliminate the alcohol, it could still taste the same if you want to make it a mocktail or if you want it to be kid-friendly. So I will leave it linked down below for you guys. Truly meant to be enjoyed during the holidays while hosting a Harry Potter marathon. If you guys try it out, let me know in the comments. Obsessed. Alright, so I figured I'd give you guys a little bit of a tour of the finished product and just the whole picture of everything, because honestly the way that I filmed the video to show you guys what I was doing did not give the full effect. So the number one thing that I think made this Gryffindor Common Room transformation actually work were the tapestries, which this is a tapestry we used to hang up in the 90s and early 2000s in my childhood behind our tree, and it did give it just such a cozy feeling. In Hogwarts there are just tapestries everywhere, so I definitely wanted to pick up the Gryffindor tapestry to just bring that cozy Hogwarts feeling for Christmas. Got some Gryffindor Common Room ambiance in the back. So over here, we changed the Hogwarts ceiling to red and green for the season. I really do love how this looks. So at the top, we've got the sorting hat and the Gryffindor scarf. I did manage to get the Gryffindor ornament up at the top instead of over to the side. For some reason, the first time I tried it, I just couldn't get it to work out and look aesthetic with everything, but somehow it works now, I think. I got it to be at like just the right height to where it kind of lays in the perfect spot to look balanced with everything. It's still not perfectly balanced, but it's better than it was, and I do think that it works, especially when you look at the tree as a whole. I made it a point to try to separate the garland as best as I could, especially since there's wording on there. I don't know, I just feel like the burlap ribbons kind of look good this way. A little crumpled looking, and I think it worked out really well. So I do feel that everything looks balanced now. I tried to space out these velvet ornaments as best as I could, as well as the bows. So I didn't want too many like items too close together. I just feel like that's what really makes for a balanced tree. Last minute, I did add in this Hogwarts Christmas wreath ornament. There is a little wand that goes to this that lights it up, but I have since misplaced it. Originally, this ornament was here, and in putting them next to each other, it just looked like there was too much round going on. For me, on a Christmas tree, you kind of want to separate shapes and colors and not have too many like items close enough to each other. So I did switch the placement of these two, and I think in this little area, this looks a lot more balanced. I really wasn't feeling the tinsel at first, but after sleeping on it, I actually do think that it was the extra Gryffindor Common Room touch that this tree needed, especially at night and from far away. Like, the camera's not even doing it justice to what it looks like in person. It's so pretty. The keys turned out beautifully and really just brought things together. They're really nice for filling in the empty spaces where, you know, you've already had big show pieces here and you just need like a little pop of something. The picks really added some extra oomph. Not even noticing the holly there. Nice. I've had to fiddle with these envelopes a little bit for them to stay in the right positions. There we go. The best part of the tinsel is at the back of the tree. I'm actually gonna turn these off real quick because I think it's kind of, yeah, there we go. That's the right lighting we need. So I put most of the tinsel at the back because I just felt like what I had back here already, with just the focus on the bow and the vintage looking velvet ornaments. I just thought the look that we had going on here was giving 90s vintage Christmas. So I thought that adding in the tinsel more so in the back would be really beautiful, and I love how it turned out. Again, this camera is not doing it justice of just how pretty it actually looks in person. I really loved using the velvet bows to kind of frame and highlight the Hogwarts letters. So I tried to pick some ornaments that we already had that had a Harry Potter vibe. I chose a mermaid to represent Goblet of Fire. Got a bunch of owls everywhere. Little crown for Gryffindor. Got a stag for the Patronus. Reindeer, but also Patronus vibes, okay? Got this little brown owl down here that reminds me of Errol, which is Ron's owl. Little golden pear seems like it would be kind of Hogwartsy. This is by far one of my favorite ornaments on the tree. There is another one on the other side. I just love the aesthetic of it. I really do love this Marauder's map tree skirt, but it just ended up being a little too small for the tree. This is such a big traffic area for walking that it kind of works out a little bit in our favor in that regard. So I'm just finding a silver lining here, but yes, the tree skirt ended up being a little small for our tree, but this was the biggest size that they made, so it is what it is. I had this idea to take all of our throw blankets and roll them up and make like a little blanket crate, set it next to our faux fireplace. I really do think we should drape a blanket here for extra added coziness. I just really love the little vignettes that are on the tree, just like little areas that really look good together. I really love that from all angles with this tree. You have the tapestry in the back, okay? Got the tapestry in the back. From here you can see the other tree. And from over here, you got the platform 9 3/4. And then this way, you've got the Hogwarts ceiling. It's truly one of my favorite trees that we've ever done, and I'm just so in love with it. It is so cozy and so comforting. I really hope that you guys enjoyed sharing this decorating process with me. It was a blast, and I hope that you have a very Merry Christmas. Now let's get into the cinematic night montage.
Not Slytherin. Not Slytherin. Not Slytherin, eh? Are you sure? You could be great, you know. It's all here. In your head. Well, if you're sure, better be Gryffindor!
Thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope that you enjoyed the video. If you did, please give it a like and consider subscribing to see more content like this in the future. I plan on putting out more videos for you guys very soon, so please stay tuned. Until then, happy holidays, happy new year, and I'll see you guys in the next one.